Good afternoon. Here is the news at 4. First, the highlights. Lagos State government set a dialogue with developers and property owners on distressed buildings. Senate postpones screening of ministerial nominees over documentation delays. On the foreign scene, International Organization Migration estimates over 14 million people as displaced in Sudan. In sport, Confederation of African Football fixes November 18 as a date for 2025 qualifier between Nigeria and Rwanda. Now the details. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Lagos State government says it will soon arrange a dialogue with developers and owners of distressed buildings on how best to address the redesign and remodeling of such structures. Commissioner of Physical Planning and Urban Development Oluyinka Olumide said the prevalence and distressed buildings in different parts of the state is worrisome and calls for the urgent attention of all stakeholders. Olumide said the ministry, as mandated by the Lagos State Urban and Regional Planning and Development Law 2019 as amended, is willing to extend its responsibility for approving the remodeling of existing buildings to providing technical assistance to developers and owners of distressed buildings. He added that buildings have their lifespans and should be continuously maintained as the lifespans approach rather than being left to degenerate to the level of distress and eventual collapse, which are inimical to a safe and sustainable environment. The Lagos State Task Force has issued a strong warning to residents who habitually block streets and occupy parts of the road to host parties, social gatherings, and religious events, causing inconvenience to other residents and motorists. Chairman of the agency, Adetayo Akirede, expressed deep concern over the growing trend of obstructing public roads for personal events, noting that such actions disrupt the lives of law-abiding citizens and pose serious security and safety risks. Akirede highlighted a recent incident where a social event on Raymond Njoku Street in Ikoyi was disrupted after the task force responded to a report of traffic obstruction and noise pollution. He emphasized that the task force will not tolerate any act that compromises environmental and public safety or inconvenience road users, stressing that enforcement action will be taken against anyone found violating this directive. Nigeria's refining sector is set for significant growth with the issuance of new licenses by the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA. Chief Executive Officer of NMDPRA, Farouk Hamid, announced this during his keynote address at the 18th OTL Africa Downstream Energy Week in Lagos. Hamid emphasized the country's target of achieving 3 million barrels per day in crude oil production and an increase in domestic gas utilization of 10 billion standard cubic feet per day. He noted that expanding domestic refining would position Nigeria as a next exporter of petroleum products. Now to the rest of the stories. The Senate has postponed the screening of 7 ministerial nominees fixed for Tuesday. Special advisor to the president on Senate matters, Bashir Lado, made this known in a statement in Abuja. Lado, who said the shift became necessary to allow all the 7 ministerial nominees complete necessary documentations, did not say when the screening would now take place. The 7 ministerial nominees are Nentawe Yowatada as Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Mohammed Dingyadi as Minister of Labor and Employment, Bianca Odumegu Ujuku as Minister of State Foreign Affairs, Jumoke Oduwole as Minister of Industry, Trade and Development. Others are Idi Mukhtar Mahia as Minister of Livestock Development, Yusuf Attah as Minister of State, Housing, and Suwaiba Hamid as Minister of State for Education. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has announced that the ongoing repairs to the damaged transmission line that led to a blackout in northern Nigeria will be completed by Sunday, 3rd of November. TCN also noted that alternative measures have been implemented to transmit 400 megawatts to certain areas within the next 24 hours. Managing Director of TCN, Sule Abdulaziz, stated this at a press briefing in Abuja, updating Nigerians on the company's effort to restore electricity to the northern region. It will be recalled that on 22nd of October, TCN reported a power outage in the northeast and northwest and part of north-central Nigeria after the 330 kilovolt Ugwaji appear double circuit transmission lines 1 and 2 tripped. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has congratulated Nigeria's first female Minister of Industry and second female President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Onike Kwakonde, on her 80th birthday. The governor, in a statement issued by his